Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has blamed Hamas for stalling the ceasefire deal in Gaza. Netanyahu has said that while Israel has agreed to the initial outline of a deal, Hamas continues to demand more changes. The peace talks have been ongoing for many months without results, and world leaders, including US President Joe Biden, have opined that Netanyahu has been intentionally stalling for internal political reasons. On Netanyahu's front, he has passed the blame, saying that the deal is delayed because of Hamas and that Hamas has not backed down from its demand for Israel to end the war.
The simple truth is that until this moment, Hamas has not agreed to the most basic terms of the outline. While we have not added a single demand to the outline, Hamas is the one demanding to include tens of changes. It has not backed down from its demand that Israel cannot return to war. It demands from us to withdraw from Philadelphia corridor and the Rafah crossing. Its lifeline that will allow it to rearm and again grow stronger. It's important to establish the principle: we are not leaving there.
Netanyahu's statement comes after diplomatic efforts in Cairo ended without progress. A high-level Israeli delegation made a brief visit to the Egyptian capital on Saturday in an attempt to resume Gaza ceasefire negotiations. According to Israeli media, the officials returned to Israel hours later. Meanwhile, Israeli protesters continue to demand that the government should reach a deal at the earliest to release all hostages still held captive in Gaza. Hundreds of Israeli protesters gathered on the streets in Tel Aviv and Jerusalem and clashed with mounted police. Waving the Israeli flag and chanting, protesters held banners and marched on. The families of the hostages called on Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to step down if he does not finalize a deal. They criticized the government's handling of the conflict, including the war with Hamas in Gaza and the increasing tension with Hezbollah in Lebanon. Now, in the absence of a deal, cross-border fire between Israel and Hamas has continued. This as Israel also braces for a serious escalation at its northern border with Lebanon. And on a third front is Yemen's Iran-aligned Houthi movement. In the latest, the Houthis have downed a US drone MQ-9 over the country's northern Sada province. The attack would be the first to be claimed by the Houthis since Israel carried out a retaliatory airstrike against them in the port of Hodeidah.
The air defense forces of the Yemeni armed forces shot down an American aircraft type MQ-9 while it was carrying out hostile acts in the airspace of the Sada Governorate, using a locally manufactured surface-to-air missile. The aircraft is the seventh of its type that was shot down during the Battle of the Promised Victory and the Holy Jihad in support of Gaza.